March 9th, 2024. Welcome to the show. Got a little blues going on here, and that's for a reason. We're going to explain it real easily to you. Let's listen a little more to blues. Take it home, Bobby. All right, let's bring the music down. That's what the DJ does. All right, there, a little blues on a Saturday morning to get you going. I am DJ Wonder Chrissy. This is Migrant Mayhem, and this is We're all part of Land Cruiser Midwest, folks. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Measles blues in Chicago. The migrants have brought us some measles. We thought that Bill Gates and all of his buddies had eradicated measles in the United States many years ago, and not the case. At least two cases now. That's all that they're telling us about. One of them at the shelter in Pilsen that's got 1,800 people in it, down from 2,500. And guess what? They actually, in one of these reports, they kind of allude to the fact that they sent kids to school. They sent kids from the shelter to school with American kids, and they weren't vaccinated. I guess it doesn't matter as long as your American kid is vaccinated. They're not going to get it. But these immigrants were at risk, and no one thought to enforce some. I got a feeling there's got to be a state law about being vaccinated when you go to school. This is how much our people don't care. People don't give a crap anymore about the Americans. American last, right? So let's play. I got a couple of videos to show you. Let's play this one. It gives you a good summary about the measles.
About the first measles case in Chicago in 5 years.
5 years.
There's a second case of measles, and it's linked to a migrant shelter in Pilsen.
Go figure.
Says a child at the shelter at 2241 South Halsted.
This is the same shelter that boy died of sepsis before Christmas.
Contracted the disease. NBC5's V. Wynn spoke with residents about their concerns of the potential spread of measles.
Growing health concerns tonight inside of this migrant shelter in Pilsen after a young child contracted measles. This mother of 3 from Venezuela is staying here with her 3 children, telling us in Spanish.
In reality, people are worried. They practically cannot keep us prisoners here.
The Chicago Department...
They'll try. They will try. Welcome to the tyrant. Let's go Brandon Johnson and JB Prickme. Yeah, the Chris Chrissy of the Midwest, JB Prickme.
Department of Public Health says vaccination teams were called today to conduct screenings and provide vaccinations on site. The young child infected has since recovered and is no longer infectious. Residents are asked to...
Oh, he's since recovered. It's all better now. That's what the news wants you to believe. It's okay. It's okay. He's all better now.
Indoors until officials can determine their vaccination status against measles.
Let me reword that. Until the officials can get something out of their butt. They can take their head out of their butt.
In there, everyone has gone crazy because of...
And you guys, I'll have to dig it up. I got a song. We're all crazy in Chicago. They're probably playing that in the shelter too today.
But I am vaccinated.
Another man says,
I found out it was yesterday, and thanks God my children have their vaccines up to date.
Parents at the shelter with children enrolled in Chicago.
Why not? It's free. I would think the health officials who are managing these shelters that are getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars would be responsible for this. I guess not. Guess not.
Chicago public schools were advised not to bring their kids to school Friday.
Yeah, here the problem gets bigger. We just create our problems here in Chicago, folks.
As a precaution, the CEO of CPS in an email telling parents, quote,
Don't worry.
No CPS students has tested positive for measles.
No one's dead yet. Don't worry.
Nor are there reports of any child at the shelter being symptomatic at this time.
And we're not really looking for it, but they're not symptomatic. We're just telling you that they're not, and we're not looking for it, but that's okay, right?
There are protocols in place to isolate the residents that are being exposed, as well as protocols within our public schools. This is a public health matter.
Yeah, a little bit.
Lopez is monitoring the situation in his ward and says 1,876 people are currently staying at the shelter, including 95 toddlers between 1 and 2 years old. He wrote this letter to the governor demanding more help.
This is why we are asking.
Is this from Brandon? I would suspect so. Maybe not. Maybe it's from the city council dude.
And again, urging Governor Pritzker to again focus on the health condition.
Do your job. Do your job, or get your people to do your job. He's saying.
Just focus on the health protocols in landing zones and resettlement.
Doctors say cases are rare in Chicago due to high vaccination rates. However, measles is highly contagious and can be dangerous in unvaxxed babies and children. The serious respiratory infection can cause rashes, high fever, and other.
Pretty ugly there, folks. Look at that. Ugh. Look at this guy. This guy, he's all masked up, man. He ain't getting anything.
The MMR is a very, very safe vaccination. We've given it to hundreds of millions of doses.
This is the second case reported in the city this week. We're told the two cases are unrelated. Reporting in Pilsen, V1 NBC5 News.
Our thanks to V. And if you're not sure if you're vaccinated, scan that QR.
There you go. There you go. Are you vaccinated? Yeah, are you vaccinated? So I got another video I'll show you. So this is another example of America Last, right? This is America Last. I got another video here I'll play for you. Let's get it ready to go. Let's get it ready to go. And this video here talks about how the measles can, like if you're in a bus and someone's got measles and they're breathing or they're aerosoling, the virus can stay in there for like 2 days, up to 2 days in a confined location. So this is serious stuff. It's more contagious than COVID, according to a doctor that they have in this video. So let's play this video. Another little ditty here. This is one that I put together, and it's on my channel. So check out my channel, folks. We got a lot of good content, and we're keeping up on the migrants for you guys. We are. Only here, Land Cruiser Midwest, Migrant Mayhem, DJ Wonder Chrissy, taking care of this stuff for you, keeping you abreast of what's going on. And guess what? I did a video yesterday. We talked about 1 week until they start jettisoning these people out into the streets. Then the fun's going to begin. Then the tent cities are going to start appearing again. Or maybe they'll go back to the police stations. I don't know. Weather today is like 39 degrees right now, and the sun's not even coming out. Kind of a miserable, dreary day here in Chicago. It was raining all day yesterday. It's not raining today, but just miserable, and sun has not come out. So let's play this video and give you some more information about the measles and what the migrants brought to Chicago for free.
Phoenix Sky Harbor, I see At my flight, at my gate, an entire line, most of the flight, is full of migrants with these processing center bags. And the first thing that went through my head was my 2-year-old son. I said, because I know that so many of them are not properly screened medically. So I go and I ask a Delta rep, I said, why are these people being screened medically? That was my only concern at the time. Because Delta's not going to be able to, say, oh, well, you're not here legally, whatever.
Right.
They're kind of taking orders. I was concerned, as a customer, are they screened medically? The Delta rep tells me, well, what do you care? There are people too.
Measles patient is no longer contagious, but that was not the case a few days ago, and they've identified 2 specific locations on the north side where others may have been exposed. The infection, marked by rash and fever, was diagnosed in an unidentified Chicago resident, now recovering well at home. The source of the infection unknown, but that patient had interacted with domestic and international travel.
Always transparent here in Chicago. A lot of unknowns, but they're always transparent. They don't know anything, which makes you ask the question, why in the hell don't you know anything? Why don't you know anything? You're supposed to be the almighty tyrants, and you don't know anything. Yeah, who elected these people? That's a problem, too.
Measles is much more contagious than COVID-19. It's incredibly safe in terms of the vaccination.
Out of breaking news, less than a day after a measles case was reported in Chicago, we're now learning of a second case.
This time at a migrant shelter in Pilsen.
Chicago health officials now working to identify anyone who may have been exposed. Specifically, Tuesday morning of last week.
Like 1,800 people in a shelter? Yeah, they're exposed.
At Swedish Hospital's Galter Pavilion, where that patient sought care. Officials say that same morning that person rode the number 92.
Ask the question what other infectious diseases they got in those shelters. I suspect you can get some pink eye and maybe some RSV and some pneumonia. We probably get a lot of crap going around there.
Foster CTA bus between 9 and 11:30 a.m.
The Department of Public Health says the second case was identified in a young child at the shelter, but that child is no longer infectious. Now, as for the...
Oh, no longer infectious. Makes you want to jump on a CTA bus or train this weekend with all the migrants. Yeah, just what you want to do.
Shelter in question, we know it's on South Halstead in Pilsen. Public health officials say they are conducting an investigation to figure out who else that child may have come in contact with while infectious. That means everyone who lives at the shelter will have to stay put until health officials figure out if they've been vaccinated against measles.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll go through their records that were updated as it came across the border, right? Yeah, no way.
Who have can leave the shelter. Others can't until they've been screened for symptoms and offered the measles vaccine. Meantime,
this is the guy that tells you how bad it is, and you don't want to be anywhere near it.
Spends in the air for multiple hours, and even 2 days after that person was in the vicinity.
Rush physician Dr. Nicholas Cozy has authored papers on measles emergency.
Look at that. That's just nasty looking. That's ugly. You want that? I don't want that.
Room care, and says this first case in a Chicago resident since 2019 is a wake-up call.
This is not a cause for panic or a cause for alarm. It's called for...
Unless you're standing next to a migrant that hasn't been vaccinated and was living in that shelter.
Good prevention, which is immunization.
Worst measles case reported in Chicago for the first time in 5 years. Public health officials are now warning people about a possible exposure. Anyone who may have visited Swedish Hospital in Lincoln Square or rode the CTA bus number 92 on February 27th.
Or standing next to a migrant right now.
In our control room this morning with what we are learning from health officials. Good morning, Lugo. Yes, good morning to you. But as for that second case here in Chicago that was identified at the migrant shelter, we're told health officials will be there today, basically to start the screening process. And we should also mention that same shelter in Pilsen is the one where a 5-year-old boy died of sepsis.
Oh, yeah. By the way, there was another person that died there just recently. Don't worry. We got it under control. Not. Like, share, subscribe, folks. DJ Wonder Chrissy, Migrant Mayhem. And I think we're going to head into... we're all crazy in Chicago here. Let me see if I can find that.
Yes!
Yeah, little Johnny B and Jonathan Brandmeier in the leisure suits for it. Let's see if we can get that going. Let's see if it'll come up for us. There we go. Yeah, another example of how we're all crazy in Chicago. Got the sound master going this morning, folks. There's my sound master. The magical music machine here for the DJ. We're all crazy in Chicago. DJ Wonder Chrissy, Migrant Mayhem, Land Cruiser Midwest. Over and out, folks. Like, share, subscribe for you. Help us with the algorithm. See you later. See you later.